Hi guys, this is Kristin from Printable, Cuttable, Creatables. Today's video is part of my 12 Days of Christmas event happening over at printable-cuttable-creatables.com. Each day from December 1st through 12th, you'll find a brand new deal of the day on the site. Today is December 9th and we're already on day 9, Tutorial Tuesday. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to assemble this cute Santa face mini gift bag design, and you can grab this file for free today only. Down in the description below, there's a link to this design. Go ahead and add it to your cart and use the coupon code HOLLYJOLLY at checkout to grab it for free. Again, this is free today only, December 9th, 2025, and we're on Eastern Time. After today, you can still get this file at regular price from my shop using the same link below. Okay, so once you've gotten your file downloaded and cut out, you can come back over here and we'll start putting this together. Okay, so I have all my pieces cut out already, and this is the main gift bag shape, and I left it here on the mat because I just want to show my tip for getting this off the mat without having the paper curl. So what I like to do is I like to actually flip the mat over upside down and then gently peel the mat away from the table, and that way your shape comes out perfectly flat and it's not going to be curled or anything like that. So I chose to use the dashed score lines on this file, but it also comes with solid score lines, and I'll have another link below that shows you how to use dashed and solid score lines if you're working in Cricut Design Space. Okay, so I'm going to begin by folding all of the score lines on this bag shape. So I'm just going to go ahead along the main panels and fold them all in so they kind of enclose onto each other. And then on these skinny side panels, we have extra scoring to allow the gift bag to fold. So you can very gently fold those in. And you don't have to get, there's additional score lines here as you normally see on gift bags. You don't have to be like too, you don't have to get those completely creased. Just a little bit of an indication of a crease is going to be just fine for this. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to fold the center crease inward and then just kind of get that indication of a crease there. And then I'm going to fold the bottom flaps inward along those score lines. Make sure it's creased. And then once I have everything pre-folded, I'm going to go ahead and add, let me flip it this way. I'm going to go ahead and add glue along this side glue tab. So I'm going to go ahead and add glue along this side tab, and right now the way I have this folded, this is going to be the outside of my gift bag. So I'm going to go ahead and add glue here. Okay, so I've got glue on my tab there, and I'm just going to flip this over, and I like to fold the tabs in the middle, and then that helps me make sure I get this nice and aligned here. So I'm just gonna rub that, and I can use my brayer and make sure that it is just pressed on there very well. And then I can do the same on the bottom flaps. I'm going to fold in these two narrow side flaps first and apply some glue to them, and then I'm going to fold one side down. It doesn't matter which side, they're both the same. And then I'm going to just add some glue here as well and fold the other side down. And then I like to press it down on the table, and you can grab something like something tall enough to just get in there and press it. I'm just using my glue bottle just to press it firmly, make sure it gets a good hold there on the bottom. Okay, so that is our bag shape, and now we can go ahead and assemble our Santa faces. So I have two Santa faces, one for each side of the bag, and I'm just going to separate these pieces out. Okay, so I've got my layers separated for each face. I'm going to start with this beard piece and apply glue on the back and then add it onto this black backing. And then I'm going to grab the skin piece and add glue on the back of this. And that's just going to fit right here in this opening on his face. Just make sure you push that down. And then I'm going to attach his mustache. If you want to add a little dimension, you can attach this with some foam tape. I'm just going to go ahead and use regular glue for today. I went ahead and I cut this from a glitter cardstock to help it stand out. But of course you can cut it from the same type of paper that you cut the beard from. That's completely up to you. I'm going to add his nose. And then finally the trim of his hat, which again I also cut from this white glitter cardstock. And again, you can attach this with foam tape if you want, or you can cut it from the same paper as the beard if you want it all to be consistent. I wanted to have the mustache and hat trim pop out a little bit, so that's why I did it from a different type of paper. And then we're just going to repeat the same steps over again for the other Santa face. And then finally, we can add the faces onto either side of our gift bag. So they're both the same, it doesn't matter. So the main thing is the sides of his hat trim are flat and they are going to line up with the sides of the bag. You just want to be careful that the beard doesn't go below the bottom of the bag. Other than that, you can kind of, play around with the positioning. I kind of like to sit the beard right at the bottom, and then that way it helps me keep it consistent on both sides. Just added some glue to the back of his face, and just gonna line up, get that bottom of the beard towards the bottom of the box, and then make sure that the hat trim lines up on both sides. And then I can press this down and make sure it gets a good stick. If you want to, you can do this step before you glue the bottom tabs. You can still fold the box flat and do it that way, but this way works just fine as well. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I've got lots of glue on there, and I'm just going to flip this over and kind of line up the bottom of the beard with the bottom of the bag and make sure the edges are at the corners here. And then just press it down. Okay, so there's our cute little Santa gift bag. And then the final touch is going to be the handles. This is 1/8 inch wide ribbon, and I used a silvery one here. For this bag, I cut a red version of this ribbon, also 1/8 inch wide, and I cut these strips about 9 inches long each. So 2 strips that are 9 inches long. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie a knot at the end with maybe an inch here. Just going to tie this inch into a double knot. So I did one knot, and then I'll just do another knot right on top of the first one. So make a double knot, and then I'm going to feed it through the inside of one of these holes. Just going to feed the unknotted end through so that the knot lands on the inside here. And then I'm going to run it back from the outside in on the other side. And then I'm going to take this inch on the end and make a double knot here as well. Okay, so once I've got a double knot there on both sides, I can pull those through and make sure that my knots are big enough, and they are. And then I can do the same on the other side. If you want, you can also use like a baker's twine or any other type of decorative string or ribbon that you want to use. So again, I'm making a double knot right on top of itself, on the one end of the ribbon. And then I'm going to feed that through the inside out of one hole. And then I'm going to feed it outside in on the other side. And then I'm going to double knot this at the end. There we go. And then just pull it through, and now we have our cute little gift bag. So this finished is about 4 inches tall by 3 inches wide, and it's just a cute little mini size. It can hold a gift card or other tiny little gifts like that. And you could resize the file as well. You could make it bigger if you wanted a bigger bag. The biggest you can probably get on a 12 by 12 inch sheet of scrapbook paper is probably about closer to a 5-inch height and a 3.5 inch width. If you have larger paper or a machine that can cut larger, then you can obviously make it bigger if you want to do that. This file also includes a print and cut version, so if you didn't want to do all the layering of the individual pieces for his face, it does include a print and cut version that you can just print on regular white cardstock, and all the design is already there for you, and the score lines are there, and all you need to do is just fold along the score lines and glue the tabs like we just did with this shape, and that way you can, if you have a bunch of these to make, or if you're in a hurry, the print then cut version is an option for you as well. So that is it for today's Tutorial Tuesday. Be sure to check back on the site tomorrow at Creatables.com for a brand new deal of the day. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.